On the 4th of February, the midnight silence of Ghaziabad was shattered by a tragedy which exposed the terrifying new digital reality. 3 teenage sisters committing suicide didn't just fall for this tragedy. They surrendered themselves to a scripted delusion. In their final notes, they abandoned their identities, claiming to be a Korean princess who had to leave this world to reach their true home. This was no accident. This was a lethal finale to a Korean love game. Today, we aren't discussing a gaming addiction. We are witnessing a digital heist of a human soul. Around 2:15 in the morning on 4th of February, 3 teenage girls aged 12, 14 and 16 actually jumped off from 9th floor of a building in Ghaziabad, taking their lives. And initial forensic analysis actually says that they were addicted to a task-based Korean love game, and in which one of the tasks was to jump off the building. It seems to go to their own world where they were self-proclaimed as the Korean princess. The digital revolution, which is also called as the 4.0 industrial revolution, has taken humanity into different avenues. And in this, the gaming is also one of the major avenue that humanity has fostered into. And this comes not only with upsides, but it comes with downsides, and of which the gaming addiction in the recent times is a major issue, especially in the teenagers. So what was this Korean love game? Unlike the typical high action games, this was a virtual relationship oriented, strong emotional dependency creating game. In this, you will find virtual partners and who will maintain a emotional relationship with you. Along with that, you will feel a sense of escapism from the real world, where you are transported yourself into another world where you will have different sorts of relationships who are emotionally dependent and you are emotionally dependent on them. And next is, there will lead to a escalation where you will have to perform certain amount of tasks to do something like picking up a bottle or talking to someone or doing something, and these tasks are escalated in one above the other, which will lead to a stage where you will have to do some cathartic activity. Of late, we are seeing so many gaming oriented suicides in India. According to a few reports, we are seeing that around 5.9 to 8% of prevalence of addiction, especially in the teenagers, is seen. And along with that, there is an 83% risk of suicidal tendency who have this addiction. And you see that there is a 32 in 31 statistic, which means that around 32 suicides in the last 31 months were recorded, according to the IT Ministry in February 2025. When we see the gender trends, we see that the normal addiction is especially seen in the boys, which is 10.4%, and in girls, we'll see it is around 1.2%. Female-centric addictions are related to romantic novel-oriented ones, or K culture, which is Korean culture simulations. There are different stages to this addiction, which will transport us from reality to a phase of delusion. The first stage is the initial hook, where you will find emotional escapism. In this sort of world which is created, you will find an idealized relationships, idealized romance, idealized type of world. According to gap theory, now in a stressful world that we live in as of now, this world, which is romanticized in all ways, gives a serious escape for us, and we would feel that everything is hunky and dory over there. You would also feel the aesthetic validation over here, where everything that you feel over here are very soothing and very pleasant to watch and pleasant to hear. The second phase is the engagement phase or intermittent reinforcement phase. So this is the most dangerous phase. In this, the exact addiction of this game happens. Okay, now this game will start giving you rewards, and that rewards are actually associated with the dopamine hit that you are getting with this game. So primarily this happens with something called as slot machine effect, where now this game will not be very predictable. Something which you are doing in a very unpredictable manner, then only this game will give you rewards, and that reward is associated with a sense of dopamine hit in your body. And now you will try to do something again and again, which is in a very unpredictable manner, and your psyche will also tune into that. Okay, and second thing is the validation seeking. Now, who is delusional in this game, they will try to seek validation not in this reality but in his delusional reality. The sense of validation that we seek normally in this world is again hyper fixated into a delusional hyper reality world. The next phase is the isolation phase, where the us versus them barrier is created. Us as someone who is able to understand your game, or us as someone who is playing along with you, and others are those who are not able to understand, who are not able to empathize with whatever you are undergoing in this game. Okay, now here you will see a parental antagonism. What is this parental antagonism? Now you are addicted to games, you are always glued to your mobiles. Now your parents would see and say that, beta, you shouldn't do this. Aise mat khelo bolke. Now what you will feel that now these people are trying to take you away from your destiny, and you will develop a kind of antagonism against them. And next is the shared delusion, where in this particular case the three sisters were so involved and so delusional into this game that they shared a reality together and they shared a delusion together, and whoever was not able to understand them, they think that they're outsiders and they don't understand them at all. And then you will finally reach to the end stage, which will include cognitive dissonance and lethal compliance. So what exactly happens in this cognitive dissonance? Your cognition is so disturbed that to reach somewhere, to reach your destiny, now dying is the only way, then you would never think twice to do that. So that's what exactly happened in this three girls case. And along with that, you will see there is the task trap. Now, from the first stage to the last stage, there will be small little tasks which will be built like a ladder basis, and each task will give you some rewards, and that will give you some dopamine hit, and that will give you a sense of validation, and that will build so much so that by the end of it you will feel that, yes, if I have to prove myself, then definitely I'll have to do this work. You might be remembering the Blue Whale challenge, which was very famous, and it actually took so many lives. Now this is one of such sort of game where it has become very lethal to especially teenage girls. The final terrifying end result would be identity displacement, where you would ultimately see depersonalization. Okay, the princess persona was actually seen in this particular case, where they actually shunned their own identities and embraced the identities which were given by this game. Okay, and they thought that they are in the wrong world right now, and to reach the actual world they will have to commit suicide, and they will have to teleport into the new world which was actually waiting for them. WHO has also raised concerns over rising gaming disorders in the teenagers in the recent times, and it is classified as disease 11 in the international classification of diseases, and in a few countries actually provide digital detox insurance because of the gaming disorders. And as a serious concern, if you are also suffering with such things, then these are a few numbers. Now you can also contact them and get help. I hope that this video was informational, and we will be back with another such informational video. Thank you so much.